Good morning, beautiful people, and my budding crypto natives. It's been a minute. We recorded and shared our very first video on our YouTube channel, Crypto Made Easy, where we discussed understanding cryptocurrency, the investment, and the trading side. And we did that last week. I hope you had time to take a look. If you have not already watched the video, I encourage you to do so as we have designed our lessons to build up from previous lessons so that understanding blockchain and its full stack protocols are seamless and as simple as ABC. Having said that, on today's episode, we will be discussing blockchain and smart contracts. It's quite a hot topic, and um, with the complexity of blockchain, I mean, understanding smart contracts kind of does not really it's not really simplified to the vast majority, and what we'll be doing essentially today would be just to break it down into nuggets so that you understand what smart contracts are and their possible use cases. So recall last week we simplified blockchain technology to be a big digital book where transactions are recorded in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack or cheat the system. A blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain. So what then is a smart contract? A smart contract, I would say, are programs stored on a blockchain that runs when predetermined conditions are met. They typically are used to automate the execution of an agreement so that all participants can be immediately certain of the outcome without any intermediaries involvement or time, loss. A smart contract can be created and deployed to a blockchain by anyone. Their code is transparent and publicly verifiable, which means that any interested party can see exactly what logic a smart contract follows when it receives digital assets. How does a smart contract differ from a traditional contract? It is simple. Smart contracts are in essence computer programs that automate the enforcement of terms, right? And this is done completely digitally. On the other hand, traditional contracts are set of agreed upon terms which are enforceable by law and described in a natural human language, which means that you have the human element, right? To okay, so let's just simplify it. For smart contracts, it's completely digital. Things are automated, right? When certain agreements are reached, predetermined agreements are reached, it triggers certain outcomes, right? One very good example of a smart contract would be a vending machine. I like to use this description. Why? Because it is very easy to understand the logic. First off, you're going to buy or you want to pick something off a vending machine, you have to insert a coin, whatever it is, right? That is acceptable to or has been written as that acceptable agreement between yourself and that vending machine. So in some cases, it could be a coin. You insert your coin, and then you have what's it called? You have your product, you have your snack, you have your drink. That is a contract being executed without any form of human elements. But on the traditional side of things, right, where we have the traditional contracts, you have lawyers, you have the government, you have different layers of human elements, right? Now, talking about smart contracts, the whole decentralization thing comes to mind. Well, I think it's a topic for another day, just to keep the video, short and simple. What are the benefits of smart contracts compared with traditional contracts? One of the first advantage of smart contracts is that it does not require the authority of a third party to verify their authenticity. This allows the parties involved in the contract to save time and money for a particular transaction. Another major consideration for me would be authenticity, right? It is certainly as important as an advantage, for smart contracts. Which blockchain uses smart contracts? this question comes up a lot of times. The most popular blockchain for running smart contracts is Ethereum. On Ethereum, smart contracts are typically written in a Turing complete programming language called Solidity and compiled into low level bytecodes to be executed by the Ethereum virtual machine. Ethereum was the first cryptocurrency to launch smart contracts functionality, and as a result, it powers the lion's share of applications. According to the state of dApps, about 80% of DeFi applications and projects runs on the Ethereum network. Then there's a question: will smart contracts replace traditional contracts? I personally think that smart contracts are one of the most popular and interesting areas being developed in the rapidly growing blockchain industry. Depending on the particular situation or transactions, their application can be a great alternative to traditional contracts, which are sometimes complex, slow, expensive. You have legal fees and then tons and tons and tons of human elements. We are fast, and I keep saying this, transitioning into the digital global economy, and it just makes sense that there's a whole technology being um, developed to back smart contracts. And as you know, everything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage. So I'm not just going to continue to dwell on the upsides of blockchain. Blockchain also has its downsides. And as we, break down these videos, we'll continue to um, expand on the scope at which I feel that we can continue to develop blockchain and institute or integrate some kind of controls or progressive regulatory framework that kind of binds the space. So I was talking about the throwbacks for me when it comes to smart contracts. There are two major throwbacks for me. One would be the weak legal regulation of smart contract work, the necessity to address the issue of transaction processing speed and scalability in blockchain technology, inability to adjust smart contract work, and high dependence on programmers and exposure to bugs. Rather, these are some of the drawbacks for me. Right? Avalanche says it is the fastest smart contract platform in terms of finality, beating even Solana. It uses three different blockchains on its system to achieve this, while also keeping fees low and ensuring the platform is scalable. But hey, for me, I think it is at best a value proposition. I Like I mentioned before, I also think that new technologies would continue to, emerge and will be immersed into the whole smart contract technology. So we are still very early. In the next lesson, I'll be talking about 7 smart contracts to watch out for in 2022 and how smart contracts are commercialized and can be monetized. I will leave you with a fun fact. Did you know that digital currencies are now worth more than fintech companies? Shocking, right? While the combined valuation of the top 100 fintech companies was at circa 1.82 trillion US dollars as at the time of this video. The total market capitalization of the top 10 cryptocurrencies stands at around 2.44 trillion US dollars. This is mighty wild stuff, right? And interesting times. It begs the question: what else might cryptocurrencies accomplish in the future? And if it can already outpace fintech companies by more than 620 billion US dollars at such an early stage. Let's make it a date next week. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and reshare. We must develop Africa together. Thank you. It's been fun recording this video and deploying it. I hope to talk to you again next week. See you and bye.